guys. Okay, we're going to be making a sauce with some butter yam today. I'm just showing you what I used for my peppers, my pepper mix, which I blended. And now it's time to boil the yam. So you're going to be making sure you're boiling your yam until when it is 90% done, not fully cooked. And now I am adding my coconut milk. I use coconut milk from the can. You're free to use any kind of coconut milk you want, from the can, from the pack, the one you do yourself, anyone is fine. And I added some butter to this, like just to cook it alongside. I'm still going to be adding more butter. You are going to see when I'm adding more butter because I want it very juicy and buttery. Like, oh my goodness, this changes the taste of your yam absolutely. You will love it. If you try this, you might never want to like boil your yam separately. So like I said, I added more butter, like just to make it juicy, and I made sure it's cooked perfectly. Okay, so now to our sauce, I'm bleaching the palm oil slightly. If you're someone that don't like bleached palm oil, you can skip this step. Just like pour in your palm oil normally and start frying. You don't need to wait for it to bleach because not everybody can comprehend that smell or the way it is. It can kind of like make you start coughing and all that. But I did it just slightly. And the next thing I did was to pour in my onions, and I'm just like making sure that my onions are like slightly fried. I don't want to wait for it to be completely fried. I like to still feel the juiciness of my onions anytime I'm having my pepper. And like I said, I didn't wait for it to be completely fried until like very transparent. And at this point I added in my pepper, which I showed you from the beginning. I just like blended this off camera. I like to use the food processor for this because I didn't want to introduce water. So if you're even using a blender, try not to like make sure the water is not too much. This does not have any form of water. If you're using a food processor, you don't need water in your blend. So I fried this for about 2 minutes, and afterwards I added all my spices. Just add all the spices you like, your seasoning, your garlic, your ginger, your paprika, anything you like, your salt, anything you like in your food to sweeten your food is perfectly fine for you. Whatever thing you like, just sweeten it. And I just made sure that I fried this for another 5 minutes, stirring it intermittently because I didn't want it to burn. The worst thing that can happen is for it to start sticking to the pan and for it to start burning. So I didn't want to take my eyes off at all. I kind of like just kept on stirring it back and forth, and made sure that as it cooked, my eyes did not go off the stove at all. So it had fried for like 5 minutes, and you can see that it had changed. Once the oil starts coming up to the level, you can know for sure that your pepper sauce has fried. And at this point I added some smoked mackerel, which I had cleaned thoroughly, which I had washed. That's why it looks this way, because I had washed it. It's smoked, but I still made sure that I cleaned it properly. You can't be too sure of what you're getting in the market if you're not making your smoked mackerel yourself. So because I had like cleaned it, I wanted it to like cook on its own again. So I cooked it further for another 2 minutes. If you are making it yourself at home and it's already like properly cooked and smoked, you might not need to do this step again. You might not need to take it this far. But it all depends on how you like your sauce to be. I don't like when my sauce still feels like there's still like water in it. I like it when it's a bit dehydrated and the only thing I am saying is the oil. So you know for sure when it has started coming out like this. I covered it for like a minute, and guys, can you see it is ready? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in subsequent ones. Bye.